Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Brad's Bourbon Reviews, the podcast. And I have probably the most special of special guests of all time. Excuse me. I am joined here by my dog Jack, who is screaming at absolutely nothing, which is what he does all the time. But to my left is someone that we just spent a great night at a distillery, Holly Roos. Holly, what's going on, kid?
Good evening. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry.
What a night. Like, where the heck did that come
So
from?
strange, man. Weird. It's just so odd. Uh, oh man, yeah. So, it sucks, dude. Like, I love Friends. It's like comfort food. I don't think it's like the greatest show of all time, like a lot of people think. I go like that's probably like Breaking Bad or like a show like that. You'd put your phone down, and we could have a conversation. This would
I'm
be
listening.
really nice. But but I do love that show, and like I can kind of throw it on at any point in the show. Still staring at you. I can
Yeah, I
put it
know.
on at any point in the show and like just love it
We fall asleep to that
a lot.
sometimes because
Yeah,
we're just like, yeah, if we don't watch the whole episode, we probably know what happens.
yeah. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Like there's so many. Like,
Just
I know that's Joey, but like it's just sad. Like
I
it's
didn't
weird.
I didn't tell you this, but I had read that apparently because we were like, how did somebody call 911? Yada yada. Apparently his assistant he sent them out to do something, and then they came back 2 hours later and he was kaputzied and they called 911. So that's kind of how that
They
happened.
said like no self-inflicted stuff, right? That seems
Yeah,
very suspicious.
he was very pro-vaccine. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You said it, not me, but I said it first.
Who
um,
knows? We could speculate all day. The poor guy's
yeah,
had a troubled
and
past.
that's how Brad got demonetized on TikTok. Even though this isn't even on TikTok, but so it's
Well,
been a weird week for bourbon. Um, well, I'll kind of go earlier this week to now. Yeah, it's probably the best, right? Yeah, okay. So the first thing that's like wild, Eagle Rare 25. I gave my thoughts on TikTok. What do what do you think about Eagle Rare 25?
honestly, just like it's cool. Poor Buffalo Trace for the timing. I mean, when they were putting that in the barrel in 1998, I don't think they thought they were going to be releasing it at the helm of a possible recession here. Um, Beautiful bottle, but like, who's going to spend 10 grand? And really,
Everybody.
is that gonna make it to a marketplace, to a store, or is that just gonna be?
It's only 200 bottles, which is wild.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does that just go to, oh, the like the close family and the
I don't know.
and what 6 bottles make it to stores across the country? You
Yeah,
know,
I don't think anyone's ever gonna see a bottle of this in the wild.
if
Period.
someone gets it and wants to send us a sample, that'd be really kind. I'm intrigued. I feel like
I'll
it would
send you some
be.
Eagle Rare tenure as a thank you.
I feel like I'd be licking. I might as well lick the dining room table of wood.
But that's what I said in my TikTok video. Is like, okay, cool, like they're doing this experimental thing, but like we know 25-year-old bourbon's oaky.
Yeah. I mean, what do they say? What's the oldest pappy that they say is like super oaky?
There's a 23 and there is a 25 Van
Oh,
Winkle.
there is.
Yeah. hmm
And 23, they even say is like,
Too
whoa,
much.
that's too
Yeah.
much.
Different mash bills though. Pappy's weeded. That could soak in differently.
To
Like
give them credit, I don't think they'd release it if it wasn't up to standard.
yeah. I mean, like they didn't do that with George C. Stagg a few years ago, right? So like they didn't. It wasn't good. And
So it's got to be
from what
something
when I recorded the
good,
video, I kind of recorded it and uploaded it like within minutes.
right?
But from what we saw, people liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a couple of reactions on Twitter, and of course, they wanted to write their articles and give their true feedback there. But like the 2 different video reactions I saw, they were just like, they made the face as if they were blown away. Granted, you're invited to a media event by Harlan Wheatley. You're not going to want to seem ungrateful. So,
Or it's that good.
correct. Or it's just, it really is like, oh, wow, this is special. But I love the packaging.
So
I
how
will say.
it's I think without question it is the
Is
most
Polite Pig
beautiful.
gonna have a bottle?
Yeah, could you imagine how much that cost? Like,
They have Double Eagle very rare at Disney
yeah,
Springs at Polite Pig. They have like any Pappy you want, any E.H. Taylor.
it's gonna cost you. You know who else has all the H Taylor?
Us?
Yeah, and you know what we didn't have to do?
What?
Pay $800 an ounce. Half ounce.
What was that other rare Eagle? Or I'm sorry, that other rare Buffalo Trace that they had?
The OFC, the Old Fashioned Copper Distillery one from like 1998 or something.
Like,
Yeah,
go Polite Pig. I mean, more
yeah, that's
power to
cool.
you. It's cool to see it in person and just be able to like go look and be like, whoa.
I don't think Double Eagle Very Rare is like that unattainable for us at this point.
How much is that one?
2000.
It's more just coming across it and finding somebody that's truly selling at MSRP. But how aged is that?
Double Eagle Very Rare, 20 years. That's why the joke in my
'cause Eagle
TikTok
Rare's
was
10.
yeah. The joke in my TikTok was that extra 5 years costs $8,000.
That's insane.
uh,
But if Double Eagle Very Rare is kind of people like that,
yeah.
so maybe 5 years on
Well,
Eagle
I mean,
Rare
like
is not
I
too
was thinking about
much.
this today too. Actually, it's so funny you say that because like people like Russell's 10. Like Russell's 10 years, like a really solid shelf stable bottle. He's so cute. Our dog is adorable. He's gonna talk. What do you think she's gonna say?
He actually ordered a bottle of the Eagle 25 year.
Yeah, who's paying for that? Well, I was thinking about this with Russell's. Russell's 10 is a good shelf stable bourbon. It's good.
Right.
But Russell's 13, everyone's freaking the hell out about it. It's 3 years. Like, that's not that much of a difference. I mean, it is because it's 3 years, and you can age a bourbon in 3 years.
Now, as you bring up the Russells, what is this wild turkey thing that they're doing, and what's
I'm so glad you brought this up.
different than like I know it's the three distillers, right?
Yeah, it's all three of the Russells coming together for the first time to make a single product.
What's the age on that? Like we don't know.
You have my email pulled up, right? You can get in my email. Can you get in my Brad's Bourbon Reviews email? All right, let me see if this will stay recorded. I think it will. Let me do this. So I apologize again. We're still in North Carolina, and I'm on my phone, and I don't know like how this is going to work.
We'll be back home next week.
Yes, finally, thank God.
But it's been a nice break.
It's been nice, but I don't, you know me. I don't do well like being away. So here's the press release. One of a kind bourbon that pays tributes to its creators. Wild Turkey Distilling Company is proud to present Generations, a once in a lifetime bourbon created by Jimmy, Eddie, and Bruce Russell. As a valued member of our Wild Turkey family, we want to extend this exclusive opportunity. On November 1st, we'll be hosting a pre-sale bottle to give you a chance to secure a bottle of Generations. Sign up now, look for confirmation. I did. So this is what it is. It's introducing Wild Turkey Generations, an ultra premium 120.8 proof blend of 9, 12, 14, and 15-year bourbons, hand selected by Jimmy, Eddie, and Bruce Russell.
So the
Generations marks the first ever collaboration between all three generations of Russell, as well as Bruce's appointment to associate blender at the beginning of his journey to carry on his family's remarkable legacy. As we prepare this truly exceptional new release, we invite you to learn more. So we actually have an opportunity to buy this for $450. It's $450. $450.
So the age statement on it will then, from what you've told me, be 9
lowest.
years.
Yep, it'd be
because
technically a
the
9 year
lowest.
because it's got to be the lowest age on there.
But it's
Now, this is one of those bottles. Yes, it's expensive, but this is one of those things you put away and you open it like a wedding day or a new kid is born or a high school college graduation. Like it's one of those things. Like this is literally because is it Jimmy Russell?
Is
Who's
it
the oldest
750?
one?
Just a standard size. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm good if I don't get it, but it's one of those things where I'd be like, this bottle would be like, it would be like owning.
How many are they making?
Eagle Rare 25. Not a lot. Not a lot. It would be like owning an Eagle Rare 25, essentially. To me,
for a lot less money.
A lot less money, but like it's like I said, this is a one-time thing. They all picked barrels. Mm-hmm. They're blended together to be this perfect blend. Like
that's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. It's very, very cool. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I'm a sucker for a story. You know this. I love history. And so, like, you give me a story and like some history behind that story, I'm sold. I think it
Yeah.
might be one of the reasons why I love Buffalo Trace so much.
Yeah.
There's so much history to it. You go do a tour there, and you're like enamored by all of it. Like, it's really cool. But I don't know. How do you feel? What do you, I mean? Or is it you? I like Wild Turkey way more than you do. Is this something you're gonna want to like try the Russell's 13 and be like, okay, I'm converted?
Wild Turkey's not one that I'd rather I'd rather spend money on like a Rebel 10.
I know.
Or-
Yeah.
But I'm a Lux Row fan, and
Yeah.
everything we've tried from them I've really enjoyed.
At 4 grand.
Whereas, yes, oh my goodness,
At
yes,
4 grand.
yes.
People are sleeping on that bottle. I know I did my review and I got views and
It's
stuff.
gonna be available, and then it's gonna be gone. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be where it's gonna get out.
People,
Wild-
I said it in my review. People in like 5 years are gonna be like, God, I wish I'd have had this. What's you got? Is it his little chew stick thing? What is it?
Wild Turkey just hasn't blown me away with anything. Wild Turkey 101's fine for a mixer, but I prefer Rebel 100 or Early Times. Sorry if I get hate for this.
No, I don't think that's unfair. Wild Turkey 101's great.
Kentucky Spirit, even you are kind of like, that wasn't worth the $90 we spent on the bottle.
We overspent on that. That was early on in our bourbon collecting.
But you would agree now.
Yes, I would agree. I'd think for 65, 70
Rare
bucks.
breed, nothing to write home about. If we
Oh, I
never
love
owned
Rare
another
Breed.
bottle,
What?
I'd be okay.
Seriously?
I'm just talking from my perspective.
Oh my God, I love it. I could not live without Rare Breed.
Now, if you were like, this was 3 different like Lux Row bottles of Master Distillers, and I'd be like, okay, this is intriguing. But I'm just saying that Wild Turkey is not. Nothing they've done has blown me away yet.
I wish we were home, because if we were home, we have that midwinters we can crack for like a moving in thing. I want to try.
I do love High West.
I want, the reason I say this is we had saved the Russell's 13 to be our move-in bottle.
Right.
Like the night we move in and finally move to our new place, we're gonna open that.
Just a couple more weeks.
With this, I know. But with this, I would be tempted if we were home to be like, you got to see like how good they can be.
I think the thing with Wild Turkey for
and
me,
it might not be good. I might not like it, but like that's in theory, this bottle's really good, like Bourbon of the Year contender. So
my personal thing with Wild Turkey is, then you might disagree, I don't get much on the taste. Like, it all kind of just, for lack of a better term, tastes the same to me.
See, that's so funny, because for me, I get really cinnamon on the palate and the nose,
Yep.
caramel, and like a cherry note.
Sure, but like I'm saying, they're different products. Don't speak differently to me.
Rare Breed is
what I'm saying.
Oh, that's so nuts. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Now, when we get back, we got to do a Wild Turkey
Granted,
blind.
it's been months since I've tried things apart, but like Rebel 100, one of my favorite mixers, tastes very different to me than the Master Distiller selection of Rebel.
I think if you
the
tasted
Lux Row that we just bought,
I think
and the Old Ezra rye,
Yeah.
like,
I think if you tasted Wild Turkey 101 and Rare Breed back to back, you would be like, wow.
yeah, I'd love to try them all back to back and see.
We should do that. We should make a video on that.
So,
because I think Rare Breed is one of the greatest bottles ever made. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Have we tried Rare Breed rye?
No.
See, that's something
it's more uncommon to find.
Okay.
It's not. We see it all the time. Total Wine and Costco has it. But for a lot of people, it's hard to find.
Side note: I learned that even though Costco says you have to have a membership, it's illegal for them to say that in Florida. So Florida, you can still buy liquor.
Is that true? Well, that one guy, that one time, I didn't get the bottle I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rare Breed rye, actually, I think.
Yeah. So Florida actually makes it illegal. That's why Sam's doesn't ask. And
oh.
Also, people said a way around that is to have a Costco gift card. They can't make you have a membership.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If someone gave you the gift card, then
some wholesale club tips for y'all.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of a massive corporation. I know I do. All right. So do you think it's worth? So the problem is it's just bad timing again, because on Monday I've got to get those tickets for Buffalo Trace. Hopefully. Is this something that you would be cool with me trying to get?
When is it coming out?
November 1st.
Of course.
I've said it's bad timing, dude. Like, it's always bad timing.
So my question to you: would you rather have a trip to Kentucky and a Buffalo Trace event for the price of one bottle of something we don't know what the crap tastes like.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I'm always going to go experience
Experience. So,
over.
that's how I am too. Yeah. Experience. I'd rather do that.
So,
I was just curious what your take would be on that. Because I'm not, when I saw the date that this was, I was
yeah.
like, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, if we don't get the tickets for Buffalo Trace, then there you go.
Yeah, but
But like we go eat at our favorite restaurant we found out there, and
I know.
ah,
Like, even if we don't get tickets to the event, it'd still be cheaper to go to Kentucky.
yeah, especially from the Carolinas at a 6-hour drive instead of 12.
And
So.
then, like, get a few bottles of E.H. Taylor and Bland's and just call it, you know what I mean? Like, call it a day.
And be content.
Yeah, okay. All right, we align. I'm gonna use my corporate speak. We align on this.
450 is a little crazy. 250, I'd be like, yeah, we'll make that happen. But like 450 is
that's a lot.
Like for something that nobody like it's never been made in the past. It's
But
never.
but you have the reputation of the Russells. Like, that does mean something.
I guess, but again, that's not something that. If this was like the
Russell's
best, the
tenure is
best blood
great.
oath, I'd be like, all right, maybe. Granted, I've never had any blood oaths yet, but this year was sherry casks, so we were kind of like shying away from that. We've had multiple opportunities to buy that at retail.
We've still just been like, eh.
Yeah, it's just that sherry.
I'm not a big finish person.
Don't buy things just because of the hype.
But we say that, but then
if you're not gonna like something, don't feel like you have to buy it.
But I've tried it and know I like this exact bottle. Yeah.
And the cool packaging, Blood Oath, shout out.
Oath looks dope. Shout out to Lux Row. As much as about Lux Row, why am I not on y'all's media list? This is nuts. Holly should just get boxes of Rebel 100.
Which, by the way, if you live in Florida like us, take a little drive to South Carolina. Rebel 100 is like $10 cheaper up here.
Yeah, drive for 9 hours to save $6.
It's $16.99 up here instead of $23.99 back home now. Yeah.
Yeah, drive. Like, I'll say it again. Drive 8 hours to save $6.
Sure.
You don't listen to that. That's horrible advice. Anyone listening to this, do not drive. Yeah. If you live in Florida, don't drive to South Carolina to save $6 on a bottle of bourbon.
Now we're up here anyway, so for us it doesn't.
I'll bring a few home at that price. Yeah, for sure.
Same with there. It's wild to me the variety available in different states. Like Early Times bottled in bond everywhere. Florida.
It sits on shelves at every single
one liquor store we know of that has it.
One.
Same prices up
here.
Not
a chain. One individual owned liquor store.
Same price, but like
a little cheaper back home.
Just why don't they carry it?
Evan Williams Green Label. We don't get in Florida. At least not that I've seen
it. Yeah.
Which there might be a reason for that. Let's be real.
There's a number of things up here that we don't see back
There's
home.
so much different stuff. Like we walked into a liquor store today on the way home from the event that we'll talk about next, and it was like walking into a different reality.
Yeah.
Like the brands and the craft distilleries that are available in North Carolina are crazy.
Any Redwood Empire you want, Cash Strength.
I keep seeing people bitching about North Carolina. Go to Florida.
Yeah.
The biggest selection you'll get in Florida is at Total Wine, and it'll be 85% Chestnut Farms and all the other bullshit they offer.
And then like
there's 9 distilleries that they
There's also a lot of cool state and city picks.
Yeah.
Like we've seen Queen City Master Distiller pick or North
I
Carolina
got the
ABC
John Bowman the small batch single barrel pick.
Where at home it's like Total Wine Corporation.
Yeah, we picked one for the entire company. We sent everybody 30 bottles. So. Yeah. So let's talk about the event we went to tonight. You talk. I'm gonna take a sip.
Yes. So we went to the Halloween event. They call it Spirited Nights, I think. I want to say it. Conviction.
No, Southern Grace Distillery.
I was gonna say. I call it Conviction. I search on Google and I can't find it every time because it's Southern Grace Distillery, Holly. One day you'll catch on.
SGD, baby.
But yeah, it was a really neat event. They were kind enough to invite you out. But for $20 a person, it includes a drink, which the drinks are from anywhere from like $12 to $18. So essentially, you're getting your drink. And then they have
Please tip.
Yes. Please tip. Remember cash and small bills.
Yes.
It's not included.
I'm not naming any names, but please tip.
Yeah, and again,
I shouldn't have to
they
say that.
they invited us out. We purchased a couple drinks. As Brad said, please tip your bartenders. And then from there, they had a local playhouse. Is
Yeah.
that what you would call it? It was a
Yes.
one-man show. Incredible. The guy was fantastic. Monologue of Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart.
Yes. I'm a
Yeah.
big Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
did a really great job.
yeah,
He was very, very talented.
And shout out to Southern Grace Distilleries for their decorating. Like they have a chapel where they did the play, and it
So we gotta
was
explain why a distillery has a chapel if people don't know.
okay. So let me finish the rundown of the event real quick. So they had the show that you could go see every 30 minutes, and they also had like a haunted house through their actual facility. Is that what you would call it?
Yeah, their offices. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Their office and where they make the white dog and
yes,
the processing area, I guess would be the best way to say it. And then they also had the grounds decorated really pretty with string lights, which Brad and I are lovers of anything string lights. They had plenty of seating around the grounds, and they let you wander into solitary confinement and really any buildings you wanted to go check out. The hot box,
you walk through the rick houses.
The rick house. Oh. And then their gift shop is really neat too. But Southern Grace Distillery, I want to talk a little bit about what's so cool about it.
It used to be
for Halloween.
It used to be an actual prison. If you ever see anything conviction, it always says 1929. That's not the year the Bourbon Company was founded. They started much like within the last 10, 15 years. I actually don't even know how long they've been around. Some Googling, we could figure it out, but it was an actual prison. And where the rick houses are now is like the main prison. You can walk into the rick house, walk down so you know how you walk up the stairs, Holly? Walk into the rick house, walk down to the first right, and that's the prison shower where barrels are just being stored. And it's still there. It's crazy. Yeah. It's so creepy.
So the prison opened in 1929, closed in 2011.
Whoa, it closed that late?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. That place was functioning until 2011 as a prison?
Yeah.
A year before Bentley was born.
And doors opened to the public for Southern Grace Distillery October 1st, 2016. Yeah.
That's wild.
Very cool.
So while I lived there, they were a prison. That's nuts, man. They are the best people out there, are they not? Are they not just the greatest people?
They're the most generous, kind.
They're awesome.
I mean, they all remember you and they all know you by name. It's not BS.
They're great.
That's
doing a barrel pick with them on Wednesday.
Yeah.
For their Bourbon Heritage Month pick.
If anybody's in the area, you could sign up online to do
$10.
it.
It's not bad. If you ever want to do
a barrel pick. It was really fun. I got to do the last one with
if you want to do a barrel pick, which a lot of bourbon people really want to do barrel picks because they're just so hard to do. But you have to put up so much money to do it. This is the way to do it.
Yeah, you get to be a part of the process without having to fork over the $10,000
And here's a little secret about how they do it. If you are very passionate, like our last group was, about certain barrels being the one that you liked, we picked the best one. But if you were passionate about it, they would let you know when the one that you wanted picked was going to be barreled. Bottled. So they'll probably do that again, I would imagine.
You're still getting your barrel pick.
And you also you get to talk to Sebastian, who's the master distiller at Southern Grace Distillery. You get to talk to Thomas, who's like partial owner, and it's just a really, really cool experience. It happens in the chapel. The reason there's a chapel on site was because it was a prison, and so they would. It was so creepy being in a chapel with a dude doing the Telltale Heart. Dude, he was so talented. He was good.
Let's preface that with, before we did this, we talked to one of the tour guides who does the paranormal investigation.
Yeah, he walked up to me. He was like, "What's up, dude?" I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on?"
He showed us
some photos.
Oh my gosh, they had
me. I'm not really into. I don't really buy into the whole
that one with the woman floating in the room.
Yeah,
they had a guest that had brought their investigative equipment, and
they actually have an episode of what's the show?
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters.
But they had a guest that brought their equipment, which is not uncommon. He was telling us there's another couple coming this weekend that's doing just a private tour, bringing all their equipment.
We should crash the party. I'm sure they'd let us.
I know that would be.
Do you want to
love
do it?
to do that.
I'll talk to him on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, and the husband was holding his phone while his wife was checking something out, and all of a sudden his phone just started like flashing, and they went back and looked at the photos, and there's clear photos
of someone standing in front of them.
Yes, and Brad does not buy any of this like
At
ghost
all.
garbage. He is.
I walked into the hot box and I'm like, hello. I have a joke with me and my friends that like every ghost. I used to do this joke doing stand up, and the whole joke was like every ghost hunting episode of every TV show is like some white dude going, "Hello, is there a ghost there? Hello," and like it's like this became a thing with our friends.
Those
this is what we were doing it today.
Those pictures tonight.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Like one of them was just an apparition in the middle of the room floating, and you could make it out that it was a woman's hair, like her head back.
Her head was back. It was like all black. You could see arms and legs.
Yeah.
It was creepy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But my brain goes, there's got to be some explanation. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I have a video coming that I'm going to post either tomorrow or Monday about the event, because I still want people to see it and go to the event. It sold out, which was amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy that it sold out for them.
Unfortunately, it was only last night and tonight, but they are doing something on Halloween night.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I need to set it. I need to do it tomorrow then.
But they do this every year, and Brad and I were saying this is going to be like a yearly tradition for us because it was just so fun.
So much fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, they are. I forget what they're doing on Halloween night, but I think it's sold out already too. Well, let me see.
What day is Halloween night? Is that Wednesday?
Last night they had a cigar roller at the event.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got one of the cigars. I'm so happy about it.
That must have been why they were back today.
They were so good.
The little Halloween, the haunted house was super fun. Just walking.
Oh, that's right. So that's what I was going to talk about. I know there's one more thing I want to talk about. They like, as someone who goes to Disney, is it that level?
Ghost tour.
What's that?
On Halloween night, they're doing Convicted Spirits tour.
Oh, that's cool.
So fun.
What day of the week is that?
Halloween is Tuesday this year.
Oh, so it's a Verifix afterwards. Yeah.
We're gonna be trick-or-treating and stuff.
It's fun. As someone we live in Orlando, we do Disney, we do Universal, all that kind of stuff. We were very versed in themed entertainment. Is it on that level? No, but I don't think I'm, saying anything negative about them to that. But I will say I have been in those buildings multiple times, and it did not feel like you were in those buildings at all.
What they did with the space was
they did it so well. Whoever designed
my brain
that,
to try to figure it out.
And we're walking through it. I'm like, oh, that's where they do the fermentation, and like that's where the still is. Like, but it was, someone I spent a lot of time in those buildings. It was tough to figure out where you were. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just that well done. I mean, it was creepy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And there was a guy with real machetes hitting that, and I was like, oh, that's where they have that cognac finished barrel in there. I know where that's at. The French oak barrels in there. It was such a good time. I had so much fun. It was so much fun to have. I had so much fun with you, babe. It was a good time.
It was, and they don't like oversell it, so it was enjoyable. It was. Mm-hmm.
I go back to the Telltale Heart thing. I've been on an Edgar Allan Poe kick lately because it's Halloween season, but he did a really good job.
He really did.
He did a really good job, man. You should be proud. I wish I knew his name, but the way they set it up is so good.
Because you thought it was a dummy in the chair. I thought it was a dummy in the chair.
Oh, so we can spoil it now because it's over at this point. But yeah, so you walk into the chapel area, and there's take a seat, and there's 3 chairs. If you know anything about the story of the Telltale Heart, it's this dude kind of losing his mind and telling you a story about how he killed a guy and dismembered him and put him in the floorboards, and he hears a heartbeat, and it fucks with him, and then police show up, and then he caves in and tells him so. You see a thing, and you're like, is that a person? Because there's you're seeing
move.
The back of at all. You're seeing the back of a chair with an arm down and legs, and you're like, he did it. I watched him because we were talking about it.
I don't know if he napped.
I don't know. Sorry, my throat. we were talking about it. We were like, "Is that a dummy?" Because we thought the guy that was with that was announcing it was going to be the one doing it,
Right.
because we couldn't tell what it was. And then it starts, and he starts talking, and we were just like, "Whoa, that is a dude! That's crazy!" And just he murdered it.
Cool light effects too.
Cool
with
light
that.
effects, cool sound cues. Like they did a really good job,
Yeah.
man. For a small distillery, and they are a small distillery. Like Thomas always says, the big distillers spill more than they sell. Like that's like his like famous tagline. Guys, if you don't know Conviction Bourbon, if you live in North South Carolina, like buy it. You will not be disappointed. Every bottle is going to be different. They do
They're
single barrel proof. They're double oaked, which is what we're picking. I can't wait. We're doing a double oak pick. I'm so excited.
I'll be at Puzzle Night.
You will be at Puzzle Night. Competitive puzzles
at a brewery.
You're gonna do a You by the way, you got a beer tonight. Do you know how embarrassing that was?
She was like really excited that I got one of the beers.
Yeah, it was one of those cocktails she had to make.
No, they were like, that's one of our local breweries that we got. Okay,
You're a beer person.
I'm a beer person.
Lux Road beer.
I'm a beer, rum, and vodka person.
You like bourbon too, though.
Yeah, but like Deep Eddy vodka. Yep.
All right, everyone's turning this off. Don't say Deep Eddy vodka again.
But no, it's been fun venturing into bourbon with you, though I do have a limit of like what I enjoy.
I don't have a limit. I just keep trying everything. I like to try everything.
I keep trying it.
I keep trying everything. Yes, of course you do. But I think there's like a misconception, especially on TikTok, that I'm a snob. Because I'll go into lives and everyone's like, "Oh, we must be drinking something good. Brad's here." I've had that happen multiple times. That's not the case.
We drink tonight. Tonight we've had Rebel 100 and Early Times Bottled and Bond.
But like, I think people see the things that I review and get. But like, a lot of stuff that I get, I unless you see the bottle, is people sending me stuff.
This was something I was kind of crapping on you tonight. We were watching a bourbon hunting video. Full transparency. Brad was kind of like, "Oh, he likes the cheap stuff. He likes." You were kind of crapping on him, and I was like,
"But let me explain why I was crapping on him.
What's wrong with a Rebel 100 for $16.99?
Nothing.
Or what's wrong with a Wild Turkey 101?" And you're like, "All right, valid."
No, nothing. Here's my issue with this specific. I'm not gonna say who it was, but with this specific person, they in their videos will mock allocated stuff and mock people who drink allocated stuff. Meanwhile, they will use that in their thumbnails to attract viewers.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
His thumbnail was like Old Fits and birthday bourbon, which he called something. What did
birthday
he call
blend?
Yeah, it's
uneducated, but
he doesn't know, get the view.
He's a Scotch guy. He doesn't know bourbon very well. And to be fair to him, he will say that. He doesn't know bourbon that well.
But he's leading a bourbon
But I don't.
panel.
If Scotch was the hot thing and I was into bourbon, I wouldn't be doing Scotch videos.
Right.
So it's weird to me that he does it. That was my knock. Is like he is kind of using the popularity of bourbon to get views.
Yeah.
While not knowing enough, because like I said, if Scotch was hot, I wouldn't be like, I don't film Scotch when I go do bourbon hunting videos. I do bourbon hunting because it's Brad's bourbon reviews.
Right.
I review ryes and other whiskeys, but it's primarily bourbon focused.
Yeah.
And that's my issue. I wasn't shitting on that guy. I was shitting on the clickbaity, and then mocking people who are clicking on it because of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was my issue.
But back to like the cost of bourbon, just because something's $100 doesn't mean it's going to be better than our $45 E.H. Taylor.
No, I mean there's nothing better than that.
And it's a $45 bottle.
I even think the single barrel. I keep doing it. The E.H. Taylor barrel proof isn't as good as a small batch.
Yeah, and that's a less than $50 bottle.
Yep.
So just because something is
$800,
Peerless Double Oaked is $95 doesn't mean it's
watch your mouth.
Doesn't mean it's going to be better than.
We won't know because we'll never find batch 10 again. Will we, Holly?
We might.
All because you had to get your hair done. You had to get a haircut, right?
I did.
Had to get a haircut. I couldn't buy another bottle of bourbon because you had to get a haircut.
Or you.
Anyone doesn't know this is a joke.
You had to
get a haircut.
You had to buy cast strength Redwood Empire.
I did.
That's the room.
I can't believe I haven't opened that yet.
Which, by the way, we paid $90 for North Carolina, and South Carolina charges $55.
We paid $85. Don't be dramatic.
with tax.
Oh, that was with tax.
Okay.
It was like 79, I think, and it was like
No, it
85.
was 85 retail.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't happy to see that.
Yeah,
But that's I don't know if that's
disheartening.
I
They
don't think that,
posted it again today.
I know, but I just
All of this rant to say price does not indicate it's a good or bad bourbon.
well, duh. It's a very hot take you
Thank you. As a woman in bourbon.
Am I on the podcast with Timmy? What's going on? It's Timmy's take.
Okay, there's
But-
some stuff that is not good for like the amount of like tonight it was country gentleman, Kentucky gentleman, there was a Virginia gentleman we saw.
I thought we just need to get all the colony
And then
gentlemen.
Kentucky gentleman also makes a gin.
Yeah, they
What
do.
else did we see? It was a gin and a
Oh,
rum.
A rum. No, it was a vodka.
And what was the other one we were seeing? Aristocrat. Aristocrat makes a gin.
Aristocrat is the Disney movie.
Aristocrat. And the amount of people buying the Aristocrat vodka the other day.
Yeah.
Just
Upsetting.
You can't tell me it's good vodka that's 100 proof for $11.95 for a liter.
Ugh.
What?
Well, you're just trying to get drunk. Like, that's all that is. But, like, I even still go, like, you can drink better shit than that. You just get drunk on.
But also, why is the Kentucky gentleman that makes bourbon making gin?
A lot of distilleries make all that. It's just the label they throw on it.
I just feel like Kentucky gentleman is something funny that you're like, okay, that's bourbon. That makes sense. Whereas I'm not like, Kentucky vodka. Yes.
It's just some shitty distillery trying to make ends meet. Speaking of shitty bourbon, I don't want to say that.
Don't come after my Rebel.
I was gonna mock Rebel 100. No. How funny was the resolution of the Tim Smith saga on our TikTok channel?
It kind of came full circle. It smelled nice. I will not be shocked if those are all added in flavors.
They didn't. I was hoping they would send me the bourbon.
The taste was not great.
I think we need to tell the story.
A little bit like tire.
Tire? I think you're being a little dramatic here. We need to tell the story. Why don't you tell the story from beginning to end while I go get us more drinks?
Okay. So we were in, are you ready for this? Walmart Liquors in Kissimmee, Florida on 192. It's a very nice area. And we were just looking at the bourbons, checking out anything exciting came in, anything different. And we saw Tim Smith, and I picked up the bottle because it's the same bottle as something that we do like, right?
Similar, I think, yeah.
I want to say it's similar to like a Remus bottle. So we were just like, oh, this looks interesting. Or we pick it up and I look at the back and it says it's aged for, wait for it, 24 hours. Yes, 24 hours, not months, not days, not years. And I look at Brad and I say, this would be really hilarious. You need to post this because who is proud enough to state that they aged something for an entire day? So Brad creates a short little TikTok. Wow, we just found this bourbon distilled, whiskey, 24 hours. We post the video. Okay, gets a couple thousand views. That's normal. Right, like 10,000 views, 50. Oh, now we're at 100,000.
But then it hit 100. It hit 100,000 in hours.
Yes.
Like 2 or 3 hours.
Long story short, video hits 1 million. This is a video that's less than 30 seconds long. Tim Smith's little distillery reaches out to us. Hey, we want to send you a bottle. Brad's like, okay, cool. Love to try it. Honestly, we wouldn't have bought it because it's a $35 bottle.
$31.98. I looked back at the video today. $31.98 from memory. I would have bought it because I think
at that point
with the video being as popular as it was,
and now he's
got to give a resolution.
He's known for making moonshine,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So me and Timmy are going to meet him.
Oh, you guys are gonna go.
We're gonna go. We talked about yesterday. We're gonna go meet him. Tiny mics and overalls.
Oh boy, deodorant, please. But so
you're telling the clean freak to wear deodorant?
So
it's upsetting.
I understand. Just a short little sidestep, real quick. I understand bourbon comes from white dog that's then aged in a barrel, correct?
Yes.
So they're known for moonshine. So are they aging their moonshine in a barrel, or
Moonshine
is
and White Dog are the same thing.
Okay, that was
Mhm.
my question.
Yep.
So they're taking their moonshine to the next level for 24 hours.
But remember, he's doing this this process that he quote and came up with,
Is this the sonic
and it's
aging?
sonic. It's not sonic aging. He uses electric current into the wood.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think I may have edited out of the video because I stumbled over my words a little bit.
Right.
There were legs on it from the barrel. There were legs. When you swirl around the glass, there were legs on the thing. So it does something.
Yeah,
Does
it rushes it.
Does it replicate a decade's worth of flavoring? Of course not. Or 5 years. Does it replicate years? No. Does it replicate months? Maybe a year? Maybe. But it doesn't produce great whiskey. Like, it's fine. I don't think it's a $31 bottle.
No, it's more like a $15.
$20, $25 at the high end.
And typically when we try
But when you think about Buffalo Trace is the same price as that? Less than that? That's nuts.
Typically when we try something that we don't like on its own, we'll be like, okay, well, this might be great with Coke. Not the case with this.
Yeah, no.
This was sweet, and Coke like brought out bad flavors in it. Is that a way to say it?
I would say that's fair.
We're gonna try an old fashioned when we get home, and you have your
stuff to make it old fashioned.
Proper equipment. Shout out 90 Day Fiance. If anybody watches that.
Everyone watches that. Everyone knows what that is.
So when we have our proper
but
equipment.
I do want to say shout out to Two Trees Distilling for sending me that bottle. And the next time we're in North Carolina, we're going to go up there.
Yeah, that was very sweet.
They invited us to the distillery, actually. We just didn't have time. Yeah, it's been a weird week. There's been stuff that we've got invitations to have stuff sent to us that I'm not even going to say yet because I don't even know if it's public if this is coming out.
Did they ever answer you?
No, but I think that's probably
Friday.
Because it was Friday. But yeah, it's we live in weird times.
We have a fun week coming up.
We have a fun week coming up. Whiskey, Wine, and Fire Festival in Charlotte. We got invited to that. Like,
you got a barrel pick.
Got a barrel pick. It's Wednesday, man, and it's friggin' Halloween. I love you.
Love you.
It's been a fun week. It's been a fun month. I'm ready to go home and pack and move. You look so stressed when I said that.
I'm ready to go to Jollywood Nights.
I'm excited to do that too.
And hopefully, in just a few weeks, we'll be at the Buffalo Trace event.
Yeah, God, I hope so.
Pray for us that it's
Harlan
not
Wheatley,
a special reserve.
I'm tagging you in this. I'm gonna find. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna email him. I'm gonna email Harlan Wheatley this week.
Say, who is this?
He's gonna go. Brad's who? What now?
Don't you people like Lux Row or something?
I get called a fanboy every day. The least I can do is get a smell of that Eagle Rare 25. I don't even need to taste it. I just want to smell it.
I think it just smells like wood.
Maybe. Only one way to find out. Harlan Wheatley, I'm coming after you, bro.
Well, Eagle Rare is one of your favorites.
Eagle Rare is awesome.
That was one of your OG favorites before Bourbon was even a thing. Yeah. When we first came out to North Carolina, that was everywhere. But they won $45 in North Carolina a bottle.
Yeah, 28 in Florida.
What?
Yeah, well, we saw the Redwood Empire markup.
That's still $40
it makes me upset.
is an insane markup.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But
it evens out because we got the E.H. Taylor. That's the thing that makes no sense.
Yeah, we got the Weller 12-year for $44.95.
Yeah.
A 12-year bourbon for $44.
It's nuts, isn't it? All right. Thank you guys for listening. That was a fun little wrap up of our week here. Yeah. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Until then,
let us know if you've had Rebel 10. Is it worth $100?
Yeah,
this is the question of the hour.
Oh, you know what's good, guys? By the way,
we've been teetering on purchasing it. It's just hard to pull that price tag for a Rebel.
It's not to me though, because it's something you like.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a problem spending that if it's like if you've never had it before. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Like the barreled seagrass or Dovetail or any of those things where you're like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Let us know if you've had it and if it's if it's a true representation of Lux Row, and we like Lux Row if we'd like it.
Yeah.
I really
I'm
wanna
staring
try
at you.
it.
You just want to buy the damn bottle. Buy it. It's $100.
I wonder if the whiskey has it.
I don't think they do because I looked it up to see
The
last time.
Whiskey
We need to do an event
You should
with
do
them.
a live podcast.
I'll say we should do something with them. I'll hit them up when we get back. Thank you guys for watching, or not watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Until then,
Hope you're not watching.
if you're watching, what are you doing? How? Cheers.